I'm the first person in class today, although I think I'm a little too early. Then again, sitting alone here for 20 minutes sure beats having to suffer that time with Kenji. A combination of fatigue, frustration, and boredom starts making me feel very tired. I black out for a second, waking up when my head hits the surface of my desk. Rubbing my forehead, I realize this is as good a reason as any to stay up for now and stop coming to class so early later. Eventually, I hear a tapping noise outside in the hallway, and Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. She's not in this class, so she must have some other business. Maybe she's looking for Hanako. Lily stops at the door, looking hesitant, as if she was a vampire who can't come in unless invited. I consider doing so because she looks rather lonesome standing there. She steps in on her own accord, though, after straightening her skirt and shirt collar, as if it was important to look prim when entering our classroom. "Excuse me." She calls into the quiet classroom with a probing, delicate voice. I realize the silence might unnerve her because of her blindness, so I break it. "Good morning, Lily." "Hisao? Good morning. I didn't hear you come in." I wonder if she thinks it's suspicious I didn't say anything to her before. It's likely. If I were to tell too big a lie now, it would sink me. Well, I was already here, just asleep until now. "Oh, have you seen Hanako today, by any chance?" "No, she seems to come in only just before the bells ring. Or after that. Do you want me to tell her something for you?" "No, it's fine. It's strange, but I think we're the only two people in the school right now. I didn't hear anyone else on the way here." Right. I was just like, wait, no, that sounds like my Monica. No, yeah, Lily does sound like Monica, but not a bitch. I shouldn't have gotten up so early today, I guess. You're chastising yourself for doing something that other people should? Punctuality is a good thing. I think so, anyway. It's a very busy morning today. The festival is coming up soon, and today is the deadline for event registration, budget reports, and any other official paperwork. It could be that everyone is trying to complete the necessary forms at the last minute. Maybe that is why it's so quiet today. Uh-oh. Hi! Hey, bitch! Misha pops into the room with Shizune as if on cue, shouting with a loudness that makes Lily visibly flinch. Hi, Hichan! Hi. Look, it's the class representative! Hello! Lily smiles, probably amused by Misha's, or Shizune's, use of the word look. Good morning. Oh, that's right. Shizune's like a salty bitch, for some reason. Of course, you're not the representative of this class, right? Right. I'm not. Lily seems a little more guarded in her answers to Shizune than she was with me the other day. I guess they don't really get along that at all. Then I realized that Lily might not actually know Shizune is present, and she's trying to detect whether or not she is, to know who she's talking to. For all she knows, she's talking to Misha, but knowing that she and Shizune are practically inseparable, she might expect Shizune to be the one that actually talks. Damn, how complicated. I decided to help Lily out for my own peace of mind more than anything else. You're here early, Shizune. You were here even earlier than us! Misha puffs at her cheeks angrily. Why is she getting angry? Does she feel emotions on his Shizune's behalf too? It's not that weird though, that Shizune didn't like my little comment. It's true I was here earlier than them, so me saying something like that could definitely be misinterpreted as anything. Especially to Shizune, who doesn't have the benefit of hearing to gauge intent. Ooh, it's true. Before I can start weighing whether or not I should apologize, Shizune has already moved on. Class rep! It's a good thing you're here. We have to talk. The festival's coming up in 3 days, right? Every other class has already handed you their projected budget reports for their events. Even the first years. Except you. There is still time to hand it in, isn't there? Today! The deadline is today! You're certainly taking your time, aren't you? If I had it my way, I'd have had all the necessary paperwork days ago. But someone had to say, the deadline, please extend it. Yes, that was me. Planning something on this scale is not a small task, and a week is too small a time frame to expect on... Trying not to choke really makes line delivery harder. Yes, that was me. Planning something on this scale is not a small task, and a week is too small a time frame to expect a whole class to work out such a complex issue completely. Do you want to know what's harder than distributing the funds for one class event? Handling the same matter for every class in the school, and then some.
And the one who does that is me.
Misha puts her hands on her hips and stands up straight. Wow, she is really getting into the role. Lily doesn't look like she's very amused, though. Probably because she can't see that. Hey, Shizune, aren't you being a little too hard on her? There's still a whole day left.
Please, Isao, it's alright.
Lily seems happy I'm taking her side, but a bit conflicted that I might not think she can take care of herself.
If this is about the budget, then I'm disappointed you think I've forgotten about it. I understand how important it is.
I know I'm just doing the same gesture. I'm sorry, it's my first time voicing a deaf girl.
Then, can I have it, please?
Shizune, she might not have it on her at this exact second.
It's not here right now. I asked 2 students to take care of it for me. Students from my class.
She emphasizes the last sentence, much to my surprise. She knows about Shizune and Misha's efforts to rope me into the student council. I guess word must have gotten around, so now she's using me as ammo against Shizune. This just gets better and better. Wait, did I misread that? Students from my class. Oh, because... Alright. I'll just imagine the double deuce.
It was your responsibility! A budget report isn't something you should just be delegating anyway. As class rep, it's your job to be on top of things. This kind of disregard for proper procedure is really just terrible. That's no good, Li-chan.
What would you call her? Li-chan.
They completed it, being capable of doing so, but the students have been sick recently, so they could not come to school and give it back to me. If you want, I will apologize on their behalf for getting sick. Okay.
Although Misha misses Lily's little jab entirely, Shizune doesn't, and seems torn between being offended by Lily's daring and jumping for joy at the prospect of a challenge. I don't know the gesture for Kono Yaro.
Lily, they don't live here at the school? That's a 5-minute walk, you know. What could they possibly have that prevents them from taking 5 minutes out of their busy lives to drop off something that will affect the enjoyment of their entire class?
Lily opens her mouth to say something, but Shizune closes the gap between them and starts signing furiously, waving her hands around like an orchestra conductor. Misha tries her best to convey the same passion, but can't seem to lose her normal cheerful tone. The result is interesting and somewhat surreal.
And what's with that attitude? I said it's not something you should be delegating anyway. Are you the class representative, or aren't you? Tell me the names of those 2 students. They should have your job if they can't even handle something. If you can't even handle something this simple yourself. One form isn't the full extent of what I'm supposed to take care of.
Lily's tone is growing slightly impatient, but she's doing a good job of not letting Shizune see how unsettled she is becoming. She's playing her cards close to her chest. Shizune, on the other hand, wraps her fingers cheerfully along the edge of her glasses, knowing Lily can neither hear nor see how excited she is. Shizune, you're kind of a bitch. Just playing the advantage. I guess that must be a weird stasis for Lily. She can only guess or not bother guessing at how tilted anyone is at any given time.
Of course! You do so much, class rep. It must be so difficult being you.
Lily tightens her lips at Misha's words, clearly understanding the intent behind them, even though Misha delivers them without even a hint of the sarcasm. Whoops. Which what they were meant to have. Shizune and Lily don't like each other, that much is clear, but this seems a little much. It seems like Lily has had enough and is ready to push back. Oh shit! Is this new? Is this from the update? Because I don't remember this. Dun dun dun. Just get somebody dual stands over them. This is absolutely a stand off.
I was actually just discussing the budget report before you came by. You must be very talented to have finished all your student council duties so quickly that you can track me down to make sure I don't forget my own. Are you accusing me of slacking off? It seems like you're confusing me with yourself.
The weird thing is that Shizune can't hear her tone, so she has to just realize from the phrasing that Lily is dumping on her.
I don't think so. That would be a very difficult thing for me to do, comparing myself to you. You're right, the difference between us is like heaven and hell. And it's not hard to guess which one you might represent.
The air between them ripples with the heat of their enmity. Well, not really. They can't disguise it anymore, though. Even Misha looks like she's beginning to understand the real nature of this conversation.
Hee-chan, don't you slack off either.
What are you talking about?
Are Aren't you taking part in the festival, Hichan? You are, aren't you? Then, I hope you're going to do a lot more to make sure it goes smoothly than this person.
I don't understand why Shizune is suddenly getting mad at me. Oh boy. Oh boy, what should we do about that? Oh, should I get hostile or just be like, you're kind of being a bitch though? I've done my part. I've been here for 3 days. Screw you. It's really just choosing if you want to. Because if you're confrontational, then you might make it something that Shizune would respond positively to. But if you act defensively, then you might win Lily's affection. So here's where we start forming which girl we're pursuing. My actual response would be angry. Knowing what I know, I want to go for Lily. The blonde Yuri. That's Lily. Lily is best waifu. I appreciate that you're trusting me to know that this one will favor Lily. Because you're both now voting in terms of girl rather than answer. Hey, I'm the new guy, remember? It's not like I could have done much even if I wanted. That's right. You shouldn't expect a transfer student to jump right into this on his first week. Lily taking my side feels oddly comforting, so I decide to back her up too. Yeah, you're being unreasonable with us both. Yes, Lily is my wife.
Excuses, excuses. Miss Class Rep has had plenty of time to deal with her report. And we repeatedly offered you a position to help with the student council work, but you refused to commit yourself to making the festival a success.
Yeah, but as I said back then, I'm not sure if... I don't have time for this right now. No matter what I do, it will mean being drawn into a confrontation with Shizune, and that's what she wants. Whatever, forget it. I turned my back at them. So yeah, Shizune is out of the running. I get back to my seat and shut my ears from the finale of the argument between Lily and Shizune. Eventually, Lily leaves our classroom, and Shizune and Misha seat themselves, without talking to me. I can feel Shizune's eyes burning into my back. She's probably angry at me, but I'm just as angry with her. I don't get why she had to drag me into the argument. Hanako doesn't come to the morning class at all, leaving her seat looking empty and lonely at the back of the classroom. I have to tell her that Lily was looking for her if I see her today. After the events of this morning, class is pretty boring in comparison, and I turn the pages of my textbook lazily. I have a bit of catching up to do, despite trying to keep up with my studies at the hospital, but I'm not feeling that enthusiastic about it. The clock at the front of the room sounds unbearably loud. The teacher hasn't said anything in over 7 minutes, instead opting to cover the board in rows, and rows of equations taken directly from the book. Oh god, that's the worst. Yeah, like, school could be half the size, honestly. Because it's all just like, hey, here's the actual thing, I'm going to present that. Next 60% of the class is just you doing exercises. But I never need to do the exercises, and you're going to assign homework anyway, so there's no point in the exercises anyway. And for homework, I would just do the first question and the last question. That's proof of concept. We're finished here. So yeah, school could easily be like half the size. You don't need to waste everybody's time with that garbage. Alternatively, it could be twice the content, which would be even better, because then everybody would be done with school in like years. Hold on, junior, senior, kindergarten. Well, kindergarten's also an excuse to get rid of kids, so we'll just count the 12 grades. So yeah, you could be out of school in 6 years for secondary, and then you could just start taking college at, maybe you'd be a little young for college. College would be the new high school, but then they have to lower its obscene costs, which they're not going to do. I can see why school is bullshit, I'm just saying it doesn't have to be and shouldn't be. The rhythmic clashing of chalk on blackboard seems to synchronize perfectly with the ticking of the clock. I start to copy down the equations just to pass the time, even though they are right there in the textbook. Well, writing stuff down is supposed to help you remember it. When the bell rings, I'm not in a hurry because I have nothing to do, so I stay for a while, reviewing what we covered in class today. I prefer to leave last anyway, so I don't have to deal with crowding the hallways. I notice Shizune and Misha have also stayed behind, talking to someone from another class. Shizune's signing so fast that her hands make noises like swords cutting through the air. Maybe there's pent-up anger in there. Misha is trying desperately to keep up, but it's clear that she can barely manage to even understand her. I put my head down. Whatever they're discussing, it looks like serious business. Shizune signs to the point where her wrists crackle, and Misha struggles to spit it out in word form. Sometimes she trips over herself like she's dealing with tongue twisters. And then on top of that, she has to sign back anything the other girl says. Seems like a rough job. Misha looks tired, like she's about to faint. Luckily for her, their business is soon finished, and the girls sit down on the seats again.
I'm so tired.
She's hanging her head limply on her desk, looking exhausted. One moment.